Hold on, guys. Hold on. I'm hitting wrong buttons. Hey, friends. My name's Aaron Ciotti. Everybody calls me Ciotti. Good. The camera's working. I'm scrambling to get the stream up. I waited until the last second. I haven't waited until the last second in a while. Chat windows over here. CMYK-FPV was first. CH3-FPV was next. Matthew Vega's in the house. Word FPV, June Loco, FPV Hans, Corey Gamble, and CH3. Looks like everything's up on the stream. I'm trying to get this Facebook. Hey, there it is. Facebook post is up. Let me get it shared into a couple of groups here. You guys can watch what I'm doing. It's not super interesting. What are we working on? A BQE rig, right? So let's throw something in the brushless micro group. All right. And what's up, T-Bird? How are you? And then we'll throw something in the BQE group. And yeah, so we're gonna be working on the BQE RipSqueak monster build tonight. We're gonna be putting the new camera mounts on it that should clear 3.5-inch props, which will be interesting because this is the rig on the Mega 1804 X Nova motors. So yeah, this rig is going to be a monster, and it's just carrying around a Runcam hybrid. So yeah, it's going to be outrageous. Let's throw something in Get FPV, and then we won't spam the rest of the internet. There we go, or the rest of Facebook rather. What's up, Richard? So yeah, I hope you guys had an excellent Thanksgiving. I certainly did. Threw up a couple of pictures over on the Instagram page and on my Facebook page, CiottiFPV. Check them out if you want to see what I was up to last night. And okay, so I can close this, I can close that, and I just put up a Patreon post with this. This is my full-time job. FPV is literally my full-time job, and in order to keep doing the live streams, I need everybody to do a little something. Click a thumbs up, join the Patreon for 10 whole cents a day, click some of the affiliate links, whatever you can. It's all super helpful. It all allows me to keep on going. Over on CiottiFPV.com, there are links to everything I'm doing. A whole bunch of affiliate links. If you're ever doing an order for anything, it doesn't matter what you're ordering, on Amazon. When you're doing your Christmas shopping, hit my Amazon affiliate link before you do your Christmas shopping, and I'll get 1 to 6% of that order. It's free money. Get FPV, FPV Crate, a bunch of others. Oh My God's website. Lead Fingers just bought parts to build an 1804 RipSqueak. Very cool. The other thing we're going to be doing on this rig is swapping the ESC. I forgot that this ESC was starting to kind of act up on the smaller motors that were on this. And then when I put the 1804s on it, it really started to kind of shit the bed. So yeah, the big thing that we're going to be doing here is an ESC swap. Oh, look at that. It copied all these files over. Okay, cool. CMYK dropping the Linktree link. Thank you, brother. So I did fly this. Here's the rig in question here. I did fly this on the 1804s, and it flies really good. I mean, anything more than half throttle and the right motor would, not half, maybe like 3/4 throttle, and the right rear would shit the bed a little bit. But other than that, yeah, it flew really good with the extra weight. And the throttle resolution with these 1804s is pretty wild. You can't build this to be under 250, I don't think, with the 1804s. They're too big of a motor to get you under the 250 number, but here in America that doesn't really matter as much, so yeah, it kind of is what it is. But so yeah, this is a proper America RipSqueak build right here. So yeah, we're gonna swap the ESC on this to something else. I'll go in the ESC box and see what I got. And while we're at it, we'll swap those camera mounts over to these, which should allow us to do 3.5-inch props. So this will become a proper 3.5-inch 1804 motored RipSqueak, which, you know, I'm thinking it'll be pretty cool. These TPU mounts, I'm just cleaning off the supports from them. Yeah, chat, what'd you guys, anybody get anything cool on Thanksgiving? Did anybody go downtown anywhere and fly any spots that you can't fly on non-holidays? I didn't. I've hit. I didn't really have anything in mind, and it was really fun to spend yesterday with Maggie and Sage and Azalea. So I did not miss doing that. You know, that's one of the things that we tend to do a lot is fly the unflyable spots on Thanksgiving, Christmas, 4th of July, maybe not quite as much, but yeah, Thanksgiving and Christmas are days that they're definitely, like, everything is closed. So businesses that we couldn't otherwise fly, we can almost always fly on Thanksgiving. But yeah, I don't know, like, I don't have anything in mind. Like, there's nothing in mind to fly, and it's cold. So I'm totally fine sitting this one out. And then on Christmas, we're gonna do the 12 hours. The 12 hours of Christmas. It's gonna be 4 o'clock Christmas Day. It's gonna be from 4 o'clock p.m. until 4 o'clock a.m. Eastern Time, just like we did last year. Same exact thing as last year. I'm gonna do a whole bunch of builds. I'm gonna try to bang out an entire, or maybe even 3. I don't know. We'll see. I've got 3 bags worth of glide parts that I've been meaning to build in order to sell. 3 fresh glides that, yeah, will be put up for sale afterwards for, I don't know, somewhere between $600 and $1,000. I'm not really sure how much they're actually worth, but we'll see. I don't know. They're specifically to, you know, I'm not trying to build them to sell them cheap. You know, they're going to take a lot of time, and I don't know. Hopefully, people are willing to pay out the ass for them, because it's going to be one of the things that helps me get through the winter season and helps me kind of survive, because the cinematic flying gigs are just not happening right now. So yeah, I'm hoping that they'll sell for a good amount. They'll have my tune. I'll take them out, make sure they're absolutely dialed in. They'll fly absolutely identical to my rigs. Hopefully that has enough sort of perceived value that, yeah, I can make a couple bucks off them. That'll be super fun. So lots of fun stuff going on. I'm really looking forward to Christmas. I hung some Christmas decorations out in the living room, starting to look a little somewhat approaching festive. I've got the red and greens up here. Looks a little festive in here. You know, what else do you need? If you want to talk to me directly in the chat, all you've got to do is type CiottiFPV like Corey and T-Bird did. You can put an @ in front of it, but you don't need to. You do need to spell it right, though. CiottiFPV, no spaces. Corey Gamble was the first to tag me. Nope, he wasn't. CMYK said, yo, yo. Then Corey Gamble says, what's up? T-Bird says, what's up? Ispander says, another beautiful bastards. How's everyone doing? Happy Thanksgiving to all Americans. Bob Noxious says, what's up, collective? Use your links on FPV Crate today. Nice, Bob. I saw that. I got my email from FPV Crate. Bob Noxious ordered $100 worth of stuff. I couldn't see what he ordered, but it just tells me like the total amount. Huckleberry's in the house. I haven't seen you in a minute. Huckleberry, hope you're doing well. Rob Axelson says, I'm late. What did I miss? Nothing at all. Crash Bandicoot says, looking to get my first action cam. Why do I still have this camera selected? Or scene selected, rather. Looking at my first action cam. Thoughts on the Insta360 Go Peanut. Want to use it on my Transtech Beetle 3-inch and my custom 5-inch. So I have spent a little bit more time, not a lot though, but a little bit more time with the Insta360 Go 2. It looks great. It really does. I'm gonna put on some footage from it right now for you guys. It looks great. The problem is it struggles with jello, which is kind of to be expected, but the RunCam Hybrid does a better job with jello. So I'm not really thrilled about that. This is with, right now, this is what, you guys are not really going to be able to see the jello. But here, because this stream goes out at 720p. But here on my screen, I can absolutely see it. It's doing it right now. It's doing it right now. It's doing it right now. Yeah, I can't even tell over on the OBS screen, so you guys really can't see it. It's not like obnoxious, and this is a freestyle rig, and I think that I had already crashed these propellers. When I had fresh propellers on it, I don't remember any jello, and when I had it, so this is on the 3-inch RipSqueak. When I had it on the 3.5-inch, what's the 3.5-inch rig? The 3.5-inch rig is the, oh yeah, the 250. When I had it on the 250, I didn't notice any jello either. But what I can say is that the Caddx Peanut and the Insta360 Go 2 are very sensitive to jello. So for a freestyle rig that you're gonna crash a lot, it's gonna drive you absolutely bananas. So if you're, yeah, so then we basically get into GoPros. I mean, like the RunCam Hybrid is a little bit better with jello, but it's still going to be nowhere good as the as good as a GoPro. GoPros are absolutely the king of not having jello. The DJI Action 2, I have no idea. I would love to see. I would love to. Have any of you guys in chat heard anything about jello on the DJI Action? So now we get into, so, you know, let's just assume, my assumption is that the DJI camera is going to have jello issues because, I don't know, GoPro just has some secret sauce, I think. So now the conversation turns to what GoPro do you buy? You can get a Session 5. I still think the Session 5 is a really good way to go. They're incredibly durable. The quality is completely fine. They don't suffer with jello. They're just really, really good, and they don't weigh much. They're 82 grams, I want to say. You can pick up on eBay. They were all the way up to $200, but I think that they've chilled out a little bit. Big wobble there, and that was not in the quad. That was the camera getting all jello-y. So yeah, Session 5 on eBay might be your best bet. But then the other option is to go to a Hero. If you go to a Hero, you've got a camera that's not all that durable. Again, this is footage shot on the Insta360 Go 2. You guys can't see the jello, but there's a whole bunch of it because I had crashed lightly and bent the prop a little bit, and then I bent the prop back straight. If the props are absolutely perfectly clean, I don't think it has jello, but I have to do a little bit more testing. If you go to a GoPro Hero, the weight goes bananas. You're up to like 130, 120 something grams. And realistically, you need to be buying it from Best Buy so that you get a physical damage protection plan, because the GoPro Heroes are not durable at all. So yeah, I mean, that's really it. Those are the HD camera options that make the most sense, that you can put on a 3-inch and a 5-inch. If you were just building a 3-inch freestyle rig, the RunCam Hybrid, in my opinion, is kind of where it's at. It deals with jello better than the Peanut and the Insta360 Go 2. It's a lot lighter. You're basically looking at it's like 10 grams versus 26 for the Peanut and the Insta360 Go 2. And it's going to be way more durable because it's internal. It's an internal camera. The camera and lens are inside of the carbon cage, so they're protected. It's also going to leave you with a rig that's got a better center of gravity because, again, everything is internal. You don't have a big-ass camera hanging out over the front, jacking up your weight distribution on the pitch axis. So, I mean, you're getting to see some of the only crashes, and the jello just gets worse every time, like, I just kind of bounce into the ground. I mean, these aren't, like, big, gnarly slams. But if you're not completely insane about jello like me, maybe you won't care. Maybe the Peanut is totally fine. I have pretty high standards. I'm looking for I'm looking for shit that looks like a GoPro. I'm very spoiled by how good the GoPros look and by how well they deal with jello. And the jello only really comes out like right now. Like right now when I'm doing like a steady, straightforward cruise, this is when you can see the jello. The last like minute where I'm flipping and flopping all over the goddamn place, the jello's not that bad. And I mean, it's there, but it's just not really noticeable. But if you expect to you know, slam down really low to the ground and just cruise dead straight, or do one of those like really nice cinematic, you know, elevation rises, that's when you're going to really start to see the jello. It's going to be worse during the middle of the day, like when this was shot. Look how high the sun is in the sky. You know, see, there's the sun way high in the sky. So this is a bright day. If you were to only fly cameras that have problems with jello, one of the things you can do to get around it is fly them during golden hour and sunset. Typically, they don't have sensors that are good enough to fly in beyond sunset. So that's why I'm saying golden hour and sunset. That'll slow the shutter speed down, and that will help with the jello. But yeah, there you go. There's a ton of info on HD cameras and my experiences with them. Corey Gamble says, just want to give a shout out to Zanakis FPV from FPV Exchange. He hooked me up to get back in the game after my shop fire. Lost everything going back to Sharkbite HD0. That's really cool, Corey. Hate to hear that you had a fire, man. That blows. Hopefully it wasn't battery related, lipo related, I hope. Rob Oxison says, bot said it's not for FPV, in reference to the DJI Action 2, I'm assuming, Rob? Interesting. Sabine says, do you use ND filter on the Go V2? I do not. The Go 2 is not really, it's not great in low light. So I typically fly it, that's the only time I've flown it in the middle of the day. If I'm going to continue flying it in the middle of the day, which I probably will, yeah. Yeah, so I should actually get one of those. Who sells the Go 2 ND filters? Anybody know? Is it just on like Insta360? It's probably just on Amazon. I'll find it. Carbon Cage is in the house. What's up, brother? Ricardo says, another question. One of the latest Powell's videos, the iNav guy from Poland, he mentioned there's less people that are into FPV. Do you think the same? What, I don't know what that means. Was he saying that more people are getting, like, that it's shrinking? FPV is shrinking? It certainly feels like it. Nobody's watching FPV. No, I mean, obviously not nobody, but viewership numbers on FPV videos on YouTube are definitely taking a huge dive. That makes it feel like there's less people in FPV, but what I think that has a lot to do with as well is that a lot of us that have been into it for a long time, like, there's really not all that new on YouTube for us. So those of us that have been into it for a long time just aren't watching FPV videos on YouTube as much. You know, I watch more sim racing and just random videos on YouTube than I do FPV, where I used to, like, only watch FPV videos. So I think the hobby is just kind of maturing in that way. And yeah, you know, I was actually thinking today, I think I want to, I've known that I've needed to do this for a long time, but I don't like doing them, but I think I need to start doing new product reviews with bind and fly rigs, and including a better tune. So get a little clickbaity in the thumbnails, and, you know, whatever, T-Motor Tron 30 review, and then, like, you know, and then in the thumbnail plus tune, or like, you know, dialed in tune, or I'll do something. But yeah, typically reviewers, I mean, most reviewers don't know how to tune. The reviewers that do know how to tune typically don't, because they want to give you a review of the rig as it comes. So yeah, I think I could yeah, I think I could do pretty well by just putting that in, because everybody wants, you know, nobody wants to fly a stock rig. It's fucking heresy to fly a completely stock rig, even though it's typically a better idea. But, you know, everybody wants to have a jacked up tune on their rig, a cranked up tune, I should say, on their rig. And I've been tuning for almost 5 years now, and I can put a tune on a rig that's gonna fly better, but not be a nightmare, and not be, you know, on the razor's edge and having motors and shit blow up. I am worried because I know that by, you know, offering a tune, people are gonna blow their shit up and bitch at me. But, you know, I mean, if you're dumb enough to do that, then I don't really care about your opinion, right? Like, if you're dumb enough to take somebody else's tune, put it on your rig, and your rig blows up, if you're stupid enough to then come back to that person and say, hey, fuck you, well, you know, fuck you 10 times as hard, you know? So whatever. That's, you know what I mean? Like, whatever. What else we got? Metal Dirtskin says, Built BQE and others say that that ring right around the lens of the Go 2 mount causes bad jello. Have you tried a slimmer mount with no TPU on the lens? I have, and the Go 2 broke on the first crash. So I can't. I mean, I did buy it from Best Buy with the Geek Squad protection, but they have to mail them out, so it's like a week and a half turnaround time if I break the damn thing, and you know, that's just not realistic. So Matt, the guy that made this mount, I've shown this a couple times now, so forgive me, those of you that have seen this before, but it's worth talking about. If I can find the damn thing, there it is. Matt has a version of the mount here, which Matt is who did this design. A version of the mount that has some damping built in here. I think this is going to be the winner. So I just need to, the design needs to be slightly just massaged a little bit. But then this might be the real deal. And it's strong enough too. Like a lot of times these vibration damping mounts rather, they seem like they would rip off in a crash, but this is nice and thick here, so this ain't going anywhere. It's obviously going to be a little bit heavier. Let's actually see. Let's see what the weight gain is of this mount versus the other one. I'm actually really interested to see. My guess is going to be it's only a couple of grams. So this is the mount that's currently on it. Here's the rig, by the way. You guys are just watching. It's on the Toka 1505s, which make great power. It feels great. It's really, really fun to fly. So 8.1 grams is the mount that's on it now. The vibration damped mount, 10.7. Yeah, so it's just an extra 2 grams. That is not much of a weight penalty, to be completely honest. So yeah, 10 grams for this, 26 grams for the Insta360 Go 2. So a 36 gram camera. That's pretty light. Nowhere near as light, obviously, as an onboard run cam hybrid, which is basically a 10 gram. It's a 13 gram setup, but if you compare that to a regular FPV camera, which is like 3 grams, you end up with, you know, it's a 10 gram payload. So yeah, cool stuff. Cool stuff coming to the RipSqueak. I'm really excited about some of this. Ooh, I didn't notice there were little camera loops in there. That's pretty slick. Hold on, let me see something here. It's gonna put the camera too far down though. Yeah, and it's gonna hit on the one problem I am having is the bottom of the camera hits the press nut that's in the frame. It's actually not a big deal. That's got 30 up tilt. Never mind. It's fine. It's fine. But yeah, so this should be cool. The other thing going on with this mount is it's hard to There needs to be like a version. This is like version 0.1. We need like a version 0.2. And then the full version he's going to have for sale on his Etsy page. I want to say he has an Etsy page. I think that's where I found him. Crash Bandicoot says, thanks, I'll look into a Runcam Hybrid and check eBay for a Session 5. Very cool, Crash. The nice thing for you about the Session 5 is going to be you're going to be able to put it on either rig. You know, the Runcam Hybrid, you're going to have to either buy 2 of the damn things, 1 for each rig, or, you know what I mean? So for the cost of 2 Runcam Hybrids, you can get 1 Session 5, and the Session 5 is going to give you better quality, less jello. You can use it for other stuff, right? You can use the damn thing as a vlogging camera if you want. And it's going to be, like, so durable. The Session 5 is just so goddamn durable. It's unbelievable. I'll bet you that the Session 5... Yeah, no, I don't even have to, like, bet you. The Session 5 will be more durable than onboard protected Runcam hybrids. That's how much... Yeah, I mean, the Runcam hybrids, if you slam them hard enough, the chips will fly off and shit, because they're made by Runcam, they're not made by GoPro. So, yeah, GoPro, just, the Session 5 is just a goddamn unicorn. Mr. Huggy says, 900 mAh batteries on a 3.5-inch quad really makes them long flights. Wonder what the membership of MultiGP have been doing, whether they've gone up or down. Yeah, so this rig here, even at like 270 something grams, I was getting like 6 minutes on a 4S 850, which is too much. I don't want that much runtime. So I think what's going to end up happening with this one is that I'm going to drop down to a 4S 650, or maybe a 4S 700. I think GNB has a 4S 700 mAh, brand new chemistry. And I think that'll be just right. That'll also bring this down to 250, which will be kind of cool. So yeah, a couple little subtle changes. You can see with this mount, I mean, there is a little bit of give to it. This is the solid mount. There is a little bit of give to it front and back, but not really much sideways, and none shifting left and right. Whereas this Vibey mount is like got all kinds of movement. And even that left and right. So yeah, I mean, I have a feeling this mount might fix the issues with this rig. All that being said, on fresh props, there is no jello. So if you never crash, you're going to be totally fine. But that ain't me. Metal Dirtskin says, is the Eachine Nano V3 a VTX you like? Those are crazy Black Friday clearance right now on RDQ. I haven't tried the V3 yet. So I can't speak to it. The V1 and the V2 have been fantastic, though. Jackalope with a $5 super chat. Thankful for you, M1 Mac Fun. Thank you, brother. And we're going to 2:30. For anybody who just joined us, there will be another 12 hours of Christmas live stream this year on Christmas Day, same as last year. Starts at 4 p.m., ends at 4 a.m. Same deal as last year as well. I'm going to have the red onesie. If we get $100 in PayPals and Super Chats per hour, the onesie has to stay on. So I start the stream without the red stupid-ass onesie on, and then if by the end of the first hour we're at $100, I have to put the onesie on for hour number 1 to hour number 2. If at the end of the second hour there's $200 in there, the onesie has to stay on. If the end of that third hour there's 3, right? If we miss it, then I get to take it off for an hour. But then if it fills back up and goes over the 100 mark again, I have to put it back on the subsequent hour. So you guys can torture me all the hell you want. Mr. Huggy says, I was running the 900 version of the new GNB, going to get some 700s as well. Yeah, I think I have one of each, the 700 and the 900, and they're fucking great, man. They are awesome. Thank you for that, Richard. GNB 700 mAh, 83 grams. I had a feeling. Yeah, the 4S 850s, I didn't say this out loud. I was just doing these in my head. The 4S 850s are 102 grams, The 900, what's the 900 weigh? It's been a long time since I weighed the 900. Let me, that's the 700. There's the 900. Well, fuck it, I'll weigh them both. I'll weigh, and we'll weigh an 850. A GNB 850. We'll weigh all three of these. I'll give you guys the weight so you can see it first. What's happening? Is that coming on? That felt weird. What's going on with that button? No, it's good. If I kick this off, you'll probably be able to see it better. Yes, you will. The 850 is 104. It's a, yeah. Usually they're 102. Interesting. Whatever. 104. And then the 900 is 99.4. So basically the same. But the 900 has a higher C rating. The 850 is 75C. I want to say this is 90C. No, it's 100C. So 75C versus 100C. They're the same size. Realistically. So these are both 100 grams. And then here's the 700, which should be 80 and change. 87.1. So yeah, this will bring the weight down really nicely. Well, we can look. So this rig is, now hold on, let me put this on here and tear it. Alright, so there's the rig with the camera on it. 168 it looks like. And then with the 700 mAh 4S, which will still have plenty of runtime. Look at that, 255.5. Almost under 250. It will gain a little bit of weight from that other mount, but it should only be 2 grams. I wonder if I could get this down. Yeah, I could get this down under 250 if I really needed to. Yeah, that wouldn't be very hard to get this down. But I don't really have a reason to, you know? Because America. But cool, enough jibber jabber. Let's build some shit. What do you say? Or let's repair some shit, I should say. Any family fist fights on? Oh, hey, I forgot to mention at the opening of the stream there, I got to chase a wing for the first time ever, and I fucking smashed into it like a total asshole, and knocked it out of the sky. I went out with Patrick and Sanaka, and Sanaka had this wing that he's been building, and yeah, we chased it around, and then I smashed into it like a dumbass. So yeah, that was what I opened the stream with. It was very windy. It was really, really hard to chase it because of how windy it was. So the chase footage is pretty much worthless, but there's footage of me smashing into it, and that's, you know, fun, I guess. So rewind to the very beginning if you want to see that. Metal Dirkskin says, Tattoo R-Line 850 is 97 grams. Good to know. Should get some of those GNBs. Yeah, I wish that Tattoo does have a version 4, I think, R-Line 4S 850 coming out, which is a little bit lighter, which is interesting, but it's not 80 grams lighter, so I don't know. I might actually be a sponsored Tattoo pilot sooner than later, so that'll be kind of cool, especially because I'm thinking about moving to 5S on the Cinewhoops. To get a little bit more RPM out of them so that I can run the smoother running motors. But I do still want to test those Axis 2004s. I don't know, we'll see. It kind of pisses me off because I just got a whole bunch of 4S 850s, so I really want to try to make it work on 4S. But the only Cinewhoop motor with enough KV for 4S is the Axis 2004, and when I had that on the backup Cinewhoop, it was having some weird kind of vibration-y issues, and we did our little cogginess, notchiness, high-speed camera iPhone test, and you could definitely see that the Axis motors were much more coggy and notchy than the other options available, namely the Brother Hobby VYs, but also the Newbie Drone 2004s. Which now come in the higher KV. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going on. Richard says HV would lighten it up, but HV, ugh. Yeah, I never, ever, ever recommend anybody do HV. The batteries just like, you put 20 cycles on them and they just blow up. They're awful. Huckleberry says 754S are sweet also. So that would be the same chemistry. That's the sort of the old school chemistry, which is the same chemistry as the 850s. So yeah, it'll be a couple grams less than the 850. These new 700s and 900s are their new chemistry, which is a higher C rating, which is kind of nice. There's unless you can get those 750s or the 850s cheap, there's kind of no reason to buy those instead of the 700s and the 900s. So yeah. Richard says the GNB 850 HV is 73 grams. Man, that's really light. The HV chemistry is really light for the amount of milliamps that you get, but it's just, yeah, they just shit the bed too fast. And like, even for like, you know, oh, I forgot. I completely forgot. God damn it. I wanted to open the stream with this on. I also forgot this yesterday. This was in the box of Christmas decorations. There we go. That's better. Yo, the fucking cat does not like it. Yeah, what's up, DJ? Botgrinder says, I need you to help me decide what motors and shit to run on my new microframe. What microframe is it? Bot. What frame? Is it like a RipSqueak? Alright, cool. I think I'm caught up on chat. Let me start doing turkey-headed work. Turkey head. Oh, cool. What's the frame gonna weigh, bot? If you give me a weight on it and a propeller size, I can hit you with it right now. This is good to go. We're gonna get this out of here, and this is the rig that's getting pulled apart for an ESC swap. But you're streaming tonight, right? This is a great hat, isn't it? I love this hat. What else? I'm assuming it's a freestyle basher frame. You know, man, to be totally honest, bot, I think these motors that you're looking at right now are going to be your best bet. These are X-Nova 1804s. They have 3mm motor shafts in them, which is very rare for a micro motor. And holy fucking hell, have they been durable. And then in terms of the other, like the electronics and shit, I really haven't found anything that's my favorite. So I don't. It's hard for me to recommend micro internals because like none of them are really all that great, if I'm completely honest. All right, cool. Bot's streaming at 9. Love it. So yeah, we're gonna get this all wrapped up by 9 o'clock, so you guys can jump over and get your Friday night fix of the butt grinder, according to Jet. I will never forget Jet saying butt grinder. I will never in my life will I forget that. It's just like I was like, oh my god. Not Jet, X-Jet, not Jet. Sorry. It's just like it was a mix of like I can't believe I never thought of that with like I don't know. It was just shocking. But yeah, bot. Let me know what it weighs and what size propeller it swings, and I'll hook you up. What I'm gonna do for bot is very similar to the build planning services that I have up over on the Fiverr page for you guys. Basically, if you want one-on-one, you know what 5 years of building micros experience one-on-one, so that you can just ask specific questions and get a gear setup and a rig setup that fits your exact flying style, where you fly, when you fly, how you fly. That's what I do over on Fiverr. You can just message me, because Fiverr takes a %, right? If you want to read about it, you can read about it over on Fiverr, but then, I mean, feel free to book me on there, whatever. But I would rather you just message me, and we'll set up a time and a date. And yeah, a bunch of guys have done that with me, and they've got rigs that they get back to me after it's built, like, holy shit, I didn't know a micro could fly like this. And yeah, I mean, I've spent countless hours and thousands of dollars trying to figure out how the hell to make micros fly as good as possible. And so yeah, for a couple of bucks you can get that experience one-on-one. My oh my, what I would have, how many people I would have blown when I was new to this hobby to get access to that. Because yeah, I mean, I just wasted so much money and time buying all the wrong parts, buying the parts that caught on fire, buying the parts that murdered my family before I found the right ones. So I can help you out with that. Richard says, my buddy is on vacation, posted them wearing the same hats during their lunch. They're in the Maldives, LOL. Yeah, I love this hat. I mean, this is, unfortunately, it's not comfortable at all, but in terms of like a Thanksgiving hat, it just doesn't get any better than this. I'll give you guys the website 360 view. Starting to get dizzy, but I will keep the bit going. All right, it's getting bad. Oh, it's bad. I can't read the chat. Hey, Spats put out a video today. I mean, so Kestrel, Rob Axelson printed these, and the design is not up yet because I haven't tested them yet. So I'm gonna test them here, and we'll see. Yeah, Mark Spatz, UAV Tech, put up a video, his third video today, comparing Betaflight to Flight 1. In the previous two videos, just as I've been saying for the last 3 years, Flight 1 was pretty bad. The video that he put out either today or yesterday shows that it's real bad. Like, real bad. On yaw, Flight 1 is putting uncommanded movements into pitch and roll. Like, if you're flying Flight 1, like, I'm sorry. Like, it sucks that you wasted the money. This is why I've been kind of screaming it from the rooftops for so long, so that as few people as possible would waste the money on Flight 1. And to be quite honest, KISS as well. Mark's videos comparing KISS to Betaflight, I mean, it's like, it's just bad. Like, KISS is just old. Yeah, Flight 1 is even worse. And so yeah, if you're on it and you want your rig to fly better, just get off of it. All you got to do is go to open source, Betaflight, and then you're going to have... Everything is going to be better on Betaflight. Literally everything. Everything. The knowledge base, the amount of products that you have access to, the customer service that you get, just everything. So yeah, if you're interested in tuning, check out Spatz's video from today, because it's like... it's like, whoa. like yeah, it's real bad. But that's what firmware was like 3-4 years ago, and that's what Flight 1 and KISS are. They're 3-4 year old firmware. So kind of makes sense. But yeah, watching it was one of those moments where it was like I was sad to be proven right. Like I didn't want it to be that bad, because a lot of people have spent a lot of money on Flight 1 because Preston is really good at making unbelievable claims that seem too good to be true, and then your brain is like, well, there's got to be something to it. Myself included. I wasted a bunch of time on KISS and Flight 1 because If there's a bunch of people flying it, there must be something to it, right? No. It's just marketing hype, so. Castrol FPV, we got that. Richard says, totally Instagram reel worthy. Chris Croft says, what is that thing on your head? It's a turkey hat. Richard says, you need to go flying with that hat on. I should have brought it today. God damn it. If I go flying tomorrow, I'll bring it. Here's some more of the flying from today, in case you guys are interested. You're not interested. I'll play it at the end of the stream. Let's get some more work done. See if I can get this ESC. Oh god, I gotta pick another ESC to put in the damn thing. All right, what do we got here? Is that an ESC? No, it's a flight controller. What's this? Is this an ESC? This is an ESC. Maybe we'll put this in it. What's that? That's a VTX. All right, let's see. What do we got? Let's see what I have in the way of 20 by 20 ESCs at the moment. We got some Mamba action. We can go Mamba. Here are my beloved. This is the last of my stash of Acon AK-32s. But they have the new V3, which I flew it today. I flew the rig today on that V3 Acon AK-32, and it was great. It flew just like these OG ones. So yeah, Acon's got another ESC out, 30 by 30, 35 amp, that kicks ass. But I still have 3 of these OG ones, so I'm still stacked. Where the fuck did all the ESCs go? Are they in like build bags maybe? I think they're in build bags. Well, I have this extra one, and this is a rig that's making a shitload of power. So if this is the 35 amp, yeah, this is the 35 amp Mamba F35 6S D-Shot 600. Is it really not BL Heli 32? Please. Really? It actually doesn't say. No, it's not. It's regular BL Heli. You motherfuckers. It's fine. It's fine. Wait, it'll say on here, just to double check. Whatever, I don't know. I think it's BL Heli S, but that's fine. Whatever. Yeah, I'm just gonna put this in. I have it. I'm not gonna go digging through the build bags to find any other ESCs. Wait a second. Didn't I have a little? Where'd that little bag go? Wasn't there a little bag with an ESC in it? I put it aside like a jackass. There it is. Hold on. What's this one? Oh no, this is a flight controller. Dumbass. All right, got it. Wow, what's going on with the colors here? What's happening? Why does it look like that? Wow. Logitech is having a hard time with white balancing. That's weird. That's fine. What are you guys talking about in the chat? Dan636 says, Betaflight 4.3 is close to a release candidate. Stopped code pulls or whatever it's called. That's very cool. I've been running 4.3 for a while now, the developments, and they've been pretty much fine, except for, we had a problem the other day with that tiny whoop. Grizz FPV is in the house. What's up, dude? Alright, cool. Let's swap it. So this is just an empty bag. That's interesting. Soldering iron is up to temperature. Let's kick the motor wires off first, and that'll free up the ESC. This ESC is actually going to get retired, I think. I mean, unless like one of you guys wants it. If you put this ESC on small motors, oh, you know what? I'll actually use it. I'll put it on small little motors. I'm gonna build a 2-inch RipSqueak with prop guards, and that's really not gonna make much power. So this ESC will probably be really good for that. I should say totally fine for that. It won't be good. Like the ESC has problems, but yeah, as long as I'm not asking it for a bunch of power, it's kind of fine. Which is basically a sign that one of the FETs is starting to shit the bed. It's always on the right rear corner. You know what? No, that's insane. It makes way more sense for me to sell it and get a different ESC for more testing. So if any of you guys want to build a low power rig that needs a 20x20 ESC, let me know and I'll sell this to you basically like for, I don't know, $10 to cover the shipping. Yeah. Like, especially if you're going to put this on like a 2S, like, or like a 3S rig, this ESC would probably be absolutely fine. Definitely on a 2S. If you're going to put it on 2S, this ESC, I can all but guarantee, would be absolutely rock steady. All right. There we go. Man, this turkey hat looks good in the corner of the screen there. I'm liking that. Alright, moving this asininely placed power connector out of the way. This is a Speedix GS25 ESC that I'm taking out of here. This is one of the ones that I've had forever. So the fact that this ESC is being kind of sort of put out to pasture is totally understandable, because it's been through hell, man. I bought these, a whole bunch of these Speedix GS25s, like, I don't know, man, a year and a half ago. And they have been bounced around through a ton of different builds. And they've just really, really, really put up with a lot of shit. So I am not mad that this one has become a little bit old and cranky, let's say. Unfortunately, it is a discontinued ESC. It was my favorite ESC for a long time. You can still find them in a couple of spots. I think GetFPV still has a few of them. Arguably, they're still the best 20x20 ESC, but I haven't really tested many of the new 20x20 micro-specific ESCs, so it's really hard for me to say that with total confidence. But, you know, this rig is going to be getting this Mamba 20x20, so it'll get some abuse. I'm going to build that Shark Bite RipSqueak, and that's going to get another new ESC, so that'll be a little bit more testing for us. So yeah, there's some cool stuff coming. Alright, let's see if I can sneak this ESC out the side here. Oh yeah. Oh, we good. Just looking at how I had this all built, I should have paid a little bit more attention to that. Looks like it's an O-ring, and then the rubber grommet, and then the ESC, and then another O-ring, and another rubber grommet. So that's pretty cool. I see what I did here. Oh, and it's that. Okay, I see. So it's a literal O-ring on the bottom. I must have needed a little bit more height. So yeah, it's O-ring and then plastic washer. And then the rubber grommet. And then the ESC. And then just the... after that, it's just a rubber grommet between the ESC and the flight controller. So... that's good to go. Although those secondary rubber grommets are kind of stuck to the flight controller, so I'm just going to leave them there like that. That's kind of nice. These bottom ones did fall off, though. So we're just going to move those. Oh, that's why. That's why. It's because on this side of the board, there's the little plastic latch thing, which is like 1mm plastic thick. So that's why I've got the extra little... rubber O-rings on the opposite side. I see what I did here. Look at the big brain on Ciotti. Alright, so I'm going to use the length of this as a guide, but I'm not going to desolder this. Whoever wants this will get the little XT30 on there. Athix, it's the long... single board 20x20 that's only 200 milliwatts, which is kind of disappointing. Espander wants to put a flashlight on his quad for some pitch black flying. It draws 2.8 amps at 4.2 volts. Any suggestions on how to power it off my quad LiPo instead of hauling an 18650? You know, I don't know anything that's 4.2 volts. I mean, off the top of my head, maybe the that get like an XT that XT60 to 5 volt thing for GoPros, you know. I'm sorry, not XT60, balance lead. There's this cable that's a balance lead to a GoPro USB connector, but that's 5 volt. So you would need to swap. You would need to do that same thing, but you would need to find a 4.2 volt step down voltage regulator. And that I can't help you with. I don't know anything about them. Okay, so here it is. Let's get this silly sticker off of it. Although, actually, I'm gonna cut. Oh no, it's silkscreen there. Okay, cool. Current TX. Oh no, it's not TX because it's not BLH32. VCC and ground. Okay, yeah, we good. We be aight. Stick this on here for some reason. What are they giving us? Some things. A big ass capacitor and a couple of cables. This is not going to get used. All right. This is a no-name capacitor, although it does have the coloring of the Panasonics. 470 UF 35 volt. Is this is up to 6S, huh? Well, that's fucking interesting. I won't use that because these motors have plenty of kV. But I guess if I wanted to put it up, nah, there are no smaller props that are M5 mount. All right. Oh, nice. They put pads in case you break the connector, or if you want to build a really slammed setup, you can rip this connector off and then just solder up the ESC on the pads. That's really nice. I really, really, really like that. Let's get that out of the way. This is a capacitorless setup, which is usually fine on 4S. Maybe I'll run an XT30 with a capacitor on it. Wait a second. I have one of those sitting right here, actually. I think I might do that. Maybe I'll build this little waffle cap for it. This is a little 25 volt 470 UF. Since the ESC is rated for 6S, I should maybe step it up to a 35 volt. Do I have one here? Yeah. Here's a 35 volt 470. It's a little bigger though. I don't necessarily want like a big ass capacitor hanging off this thing. Let me see if I have one pre-made in here. I don't think I do, but it's worth taking a quick look. I do have this, but this is probably not... Oh, you know what? This is in a different... These pads are in a very different location on this rig, on this ESC. They're going to be a little bit more inboard, which is this is probably not going to be long enough. So, all right, let's see. Let's see what's at the bottom of this. Pretty sure I don't have a pre-made one. All right, so we're going to be making a. We're going to make a little jib jab here. You know what I'm saying? Robert Garcelon says a diode in series with 5 volt will drop it to 4.3. That's pretty cool. I wish I knew about electricity. I'm an electricity dum-dum. I'm electricity knowledge challenged. That's what I am. Okay. Let me just clean up a little bit here. I got a bunch of shit all over the place. Why is there a third and a fourth plastic wire? Oh, I know why. I know why. Okay. There is this little guy. This came with that. Oh, but it's only a 16-volt capacitor. This is great for a little toothpick action, though. One of the version 12. Yeah, this would work on 3S. Ooh, I'm gonna save this for that toothpick build. Fuck yeah. I could also put this guy and just hide it somewhere, possibly up in front of the in between the camera and the ESC. But man, that's gonna start to get really tight. Trying to sneak that in there. So yeah, I'm not gonna do that because it was capacitorless and it was fine. So yeah, I mean it should be good to go without a capacitor. So I don't want to like add a bunch of complexity and weight for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Okay. So yeah, we're just gonna make a little cable. We're gonna make a little XT30 with capacitor cable setup. Jib jab. What about this little guy? Is this 35 volt? I think it is. This is a 35 volt 330. So this is a little shorter. I don't know. Am I ever gonna run more than 4S on this rig? I mean, the ESC can take it. So in theory, I kind of should. This is the exact same size as this one, so I'm pretty sure this is the one I'm gonna use. 35 volt 470. And a 50 volt. Jesus. Yeah. No, we're gonna go Rubicon. Little guy. What's this one again? 25 volt 330. Yeah, no, we're gonna use this one. Since the ESC will take it, I'll save this. I'll save this 25 volt to use on an ESC that only takes 4S. So I'll put this one aside. I'm actually gonna put this in my little parts tray up in front of me there. What's this? This is a 35 volt 330 with a waffle. So we'll put that in there. And am I cleaned up somewhat on capacitors? I think so. Alright, so let's see what kind of cable I've got. I want to use like 20-ish gauge usually is what I want for a an XT30, I think. It's been a while since I've had to make one. I had a bunch of pre-made ones. Wait, I have a little... What are these? This is 16, but it's all black. I'd rather have a red and black. All right, so I think I have a little container with. Yeah, here we go. Do I have the right gauge in here? Athix has been enjoying Shark Bite. That's good to hear. Okay, cool. So that's 18. Maybe I'll just use that. Maybe I'll just use 18. There's 20, 26, 24. And then what's up here? 20. So yeah, let's use this. Let's use this 18. This should fit into the XT60 pretty nice, right? Not quite. I mean, it goes in there, but I like it. I like to drive it all the way into that center hole. This is gonna be. That's what she said. What are the other ones? What's this? What gauge is this? Doesn't say. But it's the same. Yeah, I'll use this 18. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Yeah, if anybody wants this ESC, let me know. Still get cheap. It's gonna be 2S or 3S only. Alright. Let's get another one of these. Well, I got some of these that are already kind of mangled, so let's use those. Of course, there's not a red one that's mangled. Oh, sure there is. Is this long enough, though? Nope, not really. I want a little bit longer than this. So we're going to go with one of these fresh ones. Okay. I think that's all I need out of here. Let's get our wood block going. And so this is a waffle XT30 cap. I'm going to want a little bit more cable than this, so let's take a quick look. I think this black cable might be damn near the right length. No, definitely not. It's way, 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 way too long. So I think I want it, I think maybe that. I think maybe that's the right length. So the black cable is the right length. We just need to figure out which. All right, so how the hell am I going to mount this is the question. Probably with the plug header rearward. And yeah, so definitely with the plug header rearward, and I think downwards, because there's a little kind of flat area on the RunCam hybrid board that the yeah, that thing just kind of tucks in nicely there. It's a nice little spot for it. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. So that's going to put the voltage pads up front here, and hopefully that doesn't cause noise issues. So it's going to get mounted like this, and so that means I'm going to use the tops of all these pads. Thank God this is why I really like it when they go double-sided with the pads. It's really, really nice. When they're only single-sided, it can cause problems. So if this is forward, I want the cable to go out that way. So the positive needs to be a little bit longer than the negative. So that's what I wanted to check for. So, and then I guess the last thing I can check is what the length is actually going to be like. So this is going to be down in here. The black is the one that I already cut. So that's going to be roughly there. And then it's looking good. Yeah, that's plenty of room to come up and make the angle and get tucked in the battery strap. Cool. So this black one I think is the perfect length. The red one, I'm sorry, I was holding that on the red pad. The red one needs to be a little bit longer than this. So let's just kind of mock it up. And so the black one's going to be there, soldered down. Red one's going to be there, soldered down. And okay, that looks about right. Okay. Okay, I think that's about it. So let's get these into the XT30, and then we will get it zapped onto the ESC, and then we'll throw it inside of the motors on. So I'm gonna strip this side for the XT30. All right, so we got this wacky waffle cap here. So it goes on like that, negative, positive. So I guess I trim the cables down, throw them in there. This is gonna be a bitch to install, I gotta be honest. Oh, I forgot. Look at this little trick I got set up here. I drilled these holes to hold the XT30s, which is really useful because otherwise you'll melt the plastic, so it's kind of important to do this. So you just take the female and put it on there like that, and then what you can do is, well, I guess this is the male side. Depends on if you're talking about the plastic or the metal. They're kind of reversed. And then we put that on there, and then yeah, get the waffle cap all set here. So I mean, I guess we get to. Oh, it's gonna be. I actually need to figure this out. I need to figure out which direction I want to point this waffle cap. So if this is facing forward, the negative is going to be on the bottom, the positive is going to be on the top, and let me look at a battery. Okay, so the battery is going to sit in the rear like that, and then the battery strap is going to go over here. So it's positive up the way this is going to sit, because yeah, they're not long enough to wrap around. I'd prefer to wrap it around like this, but it's actually lighter this way, so it is smarter to do it this way. But so it's positive upwards, so that's going to affect how I mount the little waffle cap. Watch this. So positive upwards. So when these things, oh, beautiful. So the positive pad is there. So this wire is going to be down like that, and then it's just going to go up and back, and positive on top. And I mean, with the way that it's bending, it looks like I actually want to shorten up the positive lead a little bit more, which is odd. I don't know why it does that. Let me just double check the way this is going to sit. Yeah, it's going to sit just like that. Actually, I'll put them on the corners. So, okay. That's going to be on the corner, that's going to be on the corner. It's going to come up. Yeah, I'm going to shorten the positive up just a tiny little bit. And then, so with it sitting here, positive on top, I want the waffle cap to be going outwards. So the positive is the flat side. So positive is the flat side. So positive up, and then that means I want the waffle cap to sit like this. Right? Because the negative is the rounded off side. Yeah. Yeah, positive on top, positive on top. Cool. So the waffle cap needs to go like that. Positive on top. Good. Good, good, good. Yeah, battery strap. This goes outwards. Beautiful. So, let's get this shit out of the way. I'm going to shorten up this positive cable just a hair. And we're going to make our XT30. So I need something for this to like lean on. That's too tall. Lens. That's too tall. Come on. Another lens. That's too short. Come on, come on, come on, come on. What else do I have floating around here? That's tall enough. Tuner Taxi says, not having a capacitor is probably why the ESC is bad. Could be, but I've done the no capacitor 4S thing for 4.5 years. Positive is on top. T-Bird's fucking with me. Yeah, I've done that for 4 and a bit years and been totally fine. And it's kind of sort of common knowledge that until you go beyond 4S, you really don't need a capacitor. I'm not the only one that's had that experience. That's hell, I think I've even heard Joshua say that. I was saying earlier, these SpeedX GS25 ESCs, I've pounded the ever-loving piss out of them. Like, It's almost like I've tried to blow them up. Look, another XT30 is the perfect little thing to hold it up on. Okay, so let's strip these. And so wait, how much do we need to strip? Not a lot, right? Just need to strip a tiny little bit. Alright, cool. So strip it down to there. I'll have a little pinch mark in it. Metal Dirtson says, must be all the static electricity from the turkey hat. I don't doubt it. This is a lethal turkey hat, friends. Did anybody get any Black Friday deals today? Anybody find anything extraordinary that we need to know about? I didn't see anything too mind-blowing. GetFPV has a whole bunch of shit, though. They have a whole bunch of stuff in their clearance section. And some of the stuff is good, too. So check out GetFPV for sure. Use my affiliate link if you don't mind. Other than that, though, I don't know. I don't really see anything all that unbelievable. 2 years ago, man, fucking A. Black Friday was like maximum mayhem. I bought like half a dozen Acon AK-32s for 50% off. And that was back pre-chip shortage. They were like 25 bucks each. Fucking crazy. And then the damn things didn't blow up. Ever. So it was like, oh. Well, okay. I need to remember to shrimp wrap these. Don't let me forget, chat. Don't let me forget to shrimp wrap these before I tack it down to the ESC. I'm counting on you. So I'm gonna tin these and then put them in there. It's gonna be hard to shrink wrap it, actually. I think I'm gonna end up shrink wrapping over the entire capacitor, and that'll protect these. So I actually think I'm kind of fine. But first things first, we need to get the these little guys tinned, I think. I think I want to tin them before just sending them down there with a bunch of hopes and prayers. Alright. Scrimp wrap! Amazon Ovonics 1554 has $10 each. Jesus. That's wow, that's really cheap, man. You could buy a shitload of those and make your own battery backup, but it would be like a fucking scary battery backup. Like a field charger setup, you know? Dan got some Hyperlight 1408s for shits and giggles. They'll make all the power in the world. Careful, those are gonna fuck your batteries, dude. I ruined a lot of batteries with 1408s. Make sure you put those with a big battery. 4S850, bare minimum. Even those might be getting the shit kicked out of them. But yeah, definitely nothing smaller than a 4S850. Just making sure I get the solder to go through the individual strands of wire there. Which is really the only thing that matters when you're tinning a wire, is to try to get the solder in between the strands. Alright, so we're going to go, it doesn't matter, let's do positive first. So we're going to go positive first here. Ooh, that fits in there beautifully. And I am going to use the helping hands because I need both of my hands to apply heat and add soldier. Alright, just moving some shit around here so that this will sit where I want it. Okay, good. Alright, so let's kind of sort of tension this. Oh boy. Oh boy. This is the hard part. This is why I don't like helping hands, because they're always like kind of fucked. Like it just sucks donkey dick. Just take my word for it. All right, get a bunch of solder because we're gonna really pour it in here, and away we go. I should have used a little bit of flux, but I'm gonna add so much solder that there's gonna be plenty of flux going on in here. So let's get it. And everything's now hot. The solder has begun to flow, and that's what I want right there. But what I actually want to do is make sure that the waffle cap sits flat. So I'm gonna rework this, reflow this, push down on the waffle cap, and now that is the jam right there. That looks really, really good. Let's take a closer look. I need the loop. Hold on. Yep. Solder traveled all the way around. Fan-fucking-tastic. Alright, so that's good to go. Now we're going to do the ground. Stick it back in there. Stick our ground wire here. Same deal. Just keep the helping hand right above where it needs to go. Push the wire down, lift the helping hand up, and then it's going to kind of like forcibly push it down a little bit. So you're kind of pre-tensioning it, is what I'm calling it. Is what I've decided to call it. Clean the tip. And let's do it again. Bring the soldering iron in at a really sharp angle, and then just add the solder between the wire and the XT30. And just keep adding it until it flows all the way around the joint. And that was even easier on that one. Dan's 4S collection starts at 8:50. That's our 8:30 alarm. We've got 30 more minutes of work on this before it's bot grinder time. And for me, it's going to be driving sim time. I'm going to jump over onto the sim rig out in the living room and have a good old time. I could have gotten a little bit more sort of penetration on this one. I'm more worried about the wire kind of came away from the connector. So I'm going to rework this while I'm just pinching these, just to get the wire to sit a little bit more flat against the little cup in the XT30. So let me just do that real quick here. This will be like nothing. I'm going to load up the tip of the soldering iron with some solder though to add to it to get a nice quick heat transfer. So there we go. And then transfer and heat, and then there it is. Perfect. Fingers being burned. It's worth it. Let it cool. That is the jam. That's going to be nice and strong. Still nice and floppy. Now we're going to put the capacitor going this direction. And here it is. Alright, so let's not get this wrong. Negative on that set. Well, we got to cut it. We got to cut the legs down first. So put it all the way in there. And let's chop them legs. Alright. Actually, I'm going to leave the legs a little long because that'll let the solder do this cool little convex joint thing where it kind of goes up like that, and it just gives a little bit more strength on these legs. So we're going to leave it just like that. It should be right about, just about the right amount of length. And then in the waffle cap, they put these slots. And I always run the cap all the way in on the slot, so it's as close to the wires as possible. So much so that the waffle cap is actually the farthest out point. You see that? So yeah, we're gonna do it just like that. And I'm gonna need the helping hands again, actually. So let's put these little nipples. How can I do this? I need this to sit So let's put a 180 in these, and then I want it to sit flat like that. I bet you I can just... Nah. I'll just grab this with the helping hands. Yeah, that kind of sucks. There we go. Grab it like that. And then make sure that this cap is pushed all the way in that direction. And then we're just going to pour some solder down there. This will be nice and easy. Just want to make sure that the capacitor is being pushed up as much as possible. I don't want any gap. And let me just check one more time that the negative is on the negative side. Yep, negative is on the negative side. Positive is on the positive side. Good. Okay, that's where I want it. And I am going to use flux this time because we're expecting the solder to go like downwards and shit. I want to make sure that this flux kind of drips down in there and gets everywhere so that the heat really kind of flows nicely. Clean the tip, T-Bird points out, is indeed what she said. And I just keep fucking hitting this thing. I'm actually going to bring the tip straight down into the slot. Nah, that ain't good. There we go. And there it goes. You can see it get sucked down in there when you get it right, when you get it in the right spot. And then just keep adding it until it like fills up the little void. There we go. Add a little bit more to this first one. There it is. And now we're going to cut the last little bit of those legs off. So there it be, and we'll throw a little bit of shrink wrap on here to get this whole jib-jab going. And yeah, so see those little extra legs? We're just going to clip them off. I mean, technically speaking, putting shrink wrap over this whole thing, you really don't need to cut those little legs off like that. But I mean, there's kind of no reason to leave them. So yeah, now we're going to get head starting to itch from this fucking turkey thing. Now we're going to get a little bit of shrimp wrap going on here. We're done with this. Definitely done with the helping hands. And yeah, let's get this shrimped up and shrimped out. What size? Is this the right size? It's big enough? Ooh, just barely. Nope, not quite. Damn. I could probably stretch this. Let me stretch this because I want it to really shrink down. How long do I need? I need it like that. And then like that. So let's cut it down to there. Okay. And I'm doing this in clear shrimp wrap so that I can see if anything happens. Like if one of the legs breaks off or something like that. If the shrink wrap is clear, I'll be able to see in there to see what the hell has happened. Beta FPV pre-makes these, and they use black shrink wrap. And that's kind of silly. That's a missed opportunity. Expander says, diode, each cell, lipo, balance lead, put them in parallel with that where I have no idea. That's on chat to figure out. I have no clue. June Logo says, building a throwback X200 Wizard DJI on 6S, 2022 edition. That's fun. That's a fun little build. All right, let's see if I can stretch this out enough. I don't know if any of my needle nose pliers will have enough. Oh yeah, totally. Oh, we are good. Yes. Wonderful. That, I think, was all I needed. Yeah, there we go. Oh, might need a little bit more. Nah, I think we're good, actually. Keep sliding it, keep sliding, keep sliding. Actually cut this a little too long. Well, Well, yeah, let me cut it a little bit shorter if I can get it off. Yeah, come on. Come on, buddy. Come on off of there. Come on. Please. Please. Thank you. Okay. Just gonna cut this down a little bit. Okay. And good to go. So we'll put this right back on here, stretch it up over the cap. Remember how I said when you stretch the shrink wrap, it slowly goes back to its original size? That's exactly what happened on this one. It will not go on there because it shrank right back up, so we need to re-stretch it. Now it'll be fine. This direction, like that, and like that. Come on. There it is. Oops. Nope. There we go. There we go. All right. So that's where I want it to be. All right. Let me pull this part back off there a little bit. What I'm worried about is I don't want too much of this shrink. So I'm going to have to put a battery strap like right here. So I don't want this shrink wrap to keep the battery strap from, yeah, being where I want it to be, basically. So I'm just being kind of cognizant of that. I think that's about it. I think that's just about perfect because that'll shrink up and hit that corner. This is also why I wanted to use smaller shrink wrap and stretch it out because I want this in here to really suck into the waffle cap. So I think that's about as good as it's going to get. Let's see how it turns out. So this is where it's starting, and let's see what it is after I hit it with the fires. All right. So let's see where we end up. Cautiously optimistic. Trying to use the purple part of the flame because that doesn't cause the clear shrink wrap to turn black. Why I'm holding it so close, and that's also why it keeps going out. Oh man, that came out perfect on the back. The front, I was hoping would shrink up a little bit more. Maybe I can just kind of pull it back a little bit, like this. All right, let me dump some heat into that, see if that's a little bit better. Should be. Yeah, I was hoping that would... Man, that came out perfect on those slots, though. So I think that's about it. So here's where we ended up. So I didn't. This is the area that I'm most concerned with because there's going to be a battery strap here, and I want the battery strap to be able to butt as closely up to the PCB as possible. And you see how the shrink wrap made that little angle there, but I wanted it to make that angle because I wanted the shrink wrap to cover up the posts. You know what I mean? E-Drone with a $5 super chat. He smashed that like button. Thank you, brother. Much appreciated for the support. If you're new around here, this is my full-time job. If you'd like to support the madness, you can do a super chat. You can join my Patreon. Patreon's going to be the most bang for your buck, and it's the thing that helps me out the most. So if you want to do something to help me keep the dream alive of being a full-time FPV drone pilot, yeah, join my Patreon, and you'll get more than $3 a month of perks. If you think I deserve more than $3 a month, you can go up to 5 or 10 or 20, and you'll get in on a bunch of giveaways by doing that. So support the madness if you don't mind. Kick $1 a day my way, or 10 cents a day my way, or whatever you can afford. And I'll keep doing my best to bring you good content. All right, so I think that's about right. Let's get it soldered up to the ESC, and let's tin these pads while we're at it. We're gonna hit them with some flux. If you don't have a flux pen, get one. I have a link down in the video description in the tools section. Flux pen is a essential tool in your FPV building arsenal. Really, really, really important thing to have. Where's the solder? Where'd it go? Here it is. All right, let's get these pads tinned up, and then we can get this cable that we just made on here. And I think that's probably going to be it. I don't think we're going to be able to get the motor wires soldered up before Bach grinder goes on here at 9 o'clock Eastern. But we'll finish this up on Sunday. It'll be great. At that point, I'll have 2 fully functional RipSqueaks up in the air, and then I can start fixing the third one. I've had a bunch of electronics kind of not cooperating on some of these RipSqueak builds. So, gotta give them a little bit of love. I've been using old electronics in these builds, which is the biggest part of the problem. Stuff that I've been banging on for a long time, stuff that's had like big ass like 1408 motors and shit like that hooked up to it. Just stuff that's had the hell beaten out of it for years and years and years. So it's my own fault, but yeah, it'll be good because it'll give us a chance to test out some of the new electronics, newer electronics at least. Why is it that I only ever have enough solder for every pad but the last one? How the hell does it always work out like that? Top tip, pull out your solder, take your favorite round-handled screwdriver, wrap it around, and it doesn't matter if there's a big gap. Make a 90-degree angle, smush it together. In this case, I'm going to wrap it another couple times. But yeah, smash it together like this, take it off, and you've got a little self-standing spool of solder. And it also gives you a little handle to hold on to so that you can add solder from the little handle. Do it! Let's get this last pad. All right. Cool. This is all looking good. It's hot. It's hot. All right, so let's get this guy on here. Let me just clean up. This is lead-free solder, so let's get that off of there and replace it with some good old American lead-filled solder. Chock full of lead solder. Okay, that's looking good. Let's clean this one up. And then I'm just going to add a little bit of solder to these two. They're kind of a little on the dry side. So let's just come in here. Tin it up. Same thing on the positive. All right, looking good. So now that's facing forward. It's going out to the side. We're going to do the negative first, then the positive. Tempted to, yeah, I'm gonna strip just a tiny little bit more off either one of these. so that I can get them to sit flat on the pads, which is going to be the strongest possible way. So let's just come around here. I usually do this with my fingernails, but in this case, when you're just trying to strip a little bit of extra off, it's hard to do it with just your fingernails. So if you come in with your wire cutters, or your dikes as they're also called, you can just leave a little groove in there, and then with your fingernails you can just pick off that last little bit. And I'm actually going to do the same thing on the positive here. Just leave a little dent, and then just remove ever so slightly a little bit of extra insulation. And now let me re-tin these, because I just opened up a part of the wire that's not tinned at all. So let's come in here. There we go. Same thing. There we go. A little bit of extra solder on this one. Let's get it off of there. And we've got it. That's looking good. So here's what I'm talking about. I'm gonna butt these up on the side of the pad. Let me get the positive out of the way. And let me give you guys a little bit of zoom too. Where you at, Logitech? There you are. All right, here we go. Expander with a £5 super chat. I don't like Apo, but I love you better. Every little bit helps. Thank you, brother. £5 is roughly $10. So we're gonna go up to $2.40. Thanks, dude. Much appreciated. All right, you guys should be zoomed in a bunch now. Oops. Digital zoom, but it's whatever. So yeah, here's what I'm doing. I'm gonna put them at a 90 on these pads, and I'm gonna put the insulation off the side here. So hold it like this. Insulation off the side. ESC is kind of bobbling around a little bit, but should be okay. So there's not like a... Alright, so let me do this. Hold this down with these. I'm going to hold it on the corner. So I don't need to add solder. Because the wire is tinned and because the pad is tinned, I don't need to add solder. So instead of my left hand being on solder, it can be on the wire itself. This is a good chance for using this shit, but one thing I don't like about it is it's gonna melt and get kind of disgusting. So let me try to fix that by only having it off on the side like this, and then I can just kind of grab this like that and hold it exactly where I want it. See, and then that's the other fucking problem. I really don't like using this shit. I'll use the helping hands. Actually, no. Let's do it like this to simulate trying to do a field repair with this. I try to do that as often as I can. It's a really good excuse for being lazy about using other shit. But it is true. Like if you practice building without tools, and as long as the quality of the work doesn't suffer, right? That's the key. You gotta make sure that you don't end up with it looking like shit. Alright. That's where I want it, but the way that this is sitting up, it's just not gonna work. So I am gonna have to use the helping hands, so let's switch. Let's switch. Right. Put this in here. Okay. And then, all right, when that's in position, that's like that. I'm trying to get the bottom of the tweezer under the back of the, nah, that ain't gonna work. See, so the other problem that I have with these helping hands is like right now, like this cable's wanting to whop all over the place. It's not. They're not great. They put shit up in the air. I don't want to work up in the air. I want to work flat down on a surface. So yeah, I usually avoid the helping hands. And I might actually not use them in this case either, because they're fucking pissing me off right now. Put this one here. I fucking hate helping hands. I really do. I really hate them. But that's looking good. God damn it, Larry. This is a nightmare. Oh, I hate working on quads. I hate it. Worst part of the hobby. And so the next, yeah, so this is the next problem with helping hands is that they start to slip. And so it's just continuing to slip farther and farther down until it gets to the goddamn table. And now it's just one big shit show. But we got it. Through stubbornness and perseverance, we got it. And I think I even got the insulation where I wanted it. Yep, that's exactly what I wanted. Okay, cool. So now I'm just going to put a little bend in the cable just so it's going upwards the way I want it to, while the solder is still kind of warm. All right, that looks about right. Yikes. Beautiful. All right, so now we're going to do the positive, and it's going to be the same kind of issue. Try to rotate it around this time. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I don't use the helping hands a lot, so like when I use them, I don't like this would have made that whole situation a lot better just rotating it around. But yeah, since I don't use them, I didn't think to do it. I have a feeling you guys can't see a goddamn thing that I'm doing here, so much of this might not make any sense, but you know, just take my word for it. All right, so there's that. That's looking pretty good. That's exactly where I want it. Just move my tweezers up a little bit. Nope, no, back a little bit. Okay, that's looking good. Tin the tip just a little tiny bit. And this one should be easier because it's the positive pad. Wow, yeah, that was just like instant. Get it exactly where we want it and remove the heat. Oh man, that one looks phenomenally good. And there we go. The power lead is in the building. And it's sitting exactly the way that I want it to. That probably makes no sense for you guys. There you go. That'll make much more sense. Come on, focus, you jerk. There you go. That's what we're working with. Yeah, the blue tack sucks, Espander. I really, the blue tack is my least favorite, actually. It fucking melts. It's not sticky enough. It just, I used it when I was really new and like it was kind of okay. But yeah, I really don't like it. I don't miss it at all. I just tried to use it a minute ago and it reminded me of why I don't like it. All right, cool. So I'm gonna leave a full XT30 in my little parts tray here. It's just nice to have one of those. So what is it? 8:57. Go watch Bot Grinder, boys and girls. I'm gonna hop on the simulator rig, and then Sunday we are gonna put this shit all back together with this fresh ESC in here. And I made these wires too long. Yeah, I made these wires way too long. Son of a bitch. Well, you know, whatever. They'll go up on top of the top plate, and I always make the wires too short. This is the first time I've made them too long, so we'll see. Hopefully it doesn't get up in this propeller, but I have a funny feeling that it will. We're also going to put these new camera mounts on Sunday. So, yeah, it's been 2 hours. Good little stream. We got some stuff done. I'm gonna change the description to include building a XT30 because yeah, that's what we did. That's one of the things we did. Happy Thanksgiving, you dirty bastards! Thanks for hanging out. Let me yeah, C-swap dash XT30 capacitor what would you call that? XT30 capacitor XT30 W/capacitor build. Build that uses up the 100 characters perfectly. Cool. Yeah, assembly is too many letters. All right, friends. Here's some more flying from today. Just kind of wailing around a parking lot. Nothing crazy. But what's this? No. What's this? 667? Is this some actual flying? Yeah, it is. We're gonna go 666, 1.85 gigs. I don't know what I was doing there. It was real cold. So this is probably some janky shitball flying, but that's okay. I'll see you guys again on Sunday. Espander wants to see the wing crash. Here's the wing crash. 61 or is it 60? Hold on. Is this it? No, this ain't it. Is this it? This ain't it. Here it is. So it's this one, and then it's this one. Here's the wing crash. So I was just starting to get like sort of comfortable flying around it, and the wind was maybe starting to die down a little bit, and then this happened. Like, what are the odds? Like, what are the odds that I hit the damn thing and I fucking grenaded it? I feel so bad. Look at this shit show. What a jackass. Luckily, it didn't get run over. I orbited it for a while to try to, in case a car came. I just kept orbiting it. But yeah, the fucking motor broke off and like... He said it would be an easy fix, but he just didn't have the stuff there to fix it with. Unbelievable. Million miles of sky, and I managed to ram the goddamn thing. Unbelievable. All right, here's the last battery of the day. Love you guys. Thanks for all the support as always. Join the Patreon. Buy something for yourself from Fiverr. Wear a turkey hat. Buy something. Buy me on Fiverr. Buy something for yourself on Etsy or Teespring. Getting some epidemic sound going here. Enjoy. Love you guys. I'll see you Sunday at 3 o'clock Eastern.